Okay. So HTML5 and CSS, this is more advanced version and the latest one for the HTML. Okay, we will be just covering some of the important topics for the HTML5 and the CSS. So before we move on, all of you, I guess, have a basic understanding of HTML and its a tag. We already have our text editor ready, either Notepad++ or Sublime Text. Next one, browser support. Any of the browser you can run for this HTML5, whether it's a Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Opera. If you are using Mac, then Apple Safari and some mobile web browsers, they can load your HTML5, its tags and its other attributes. So what is new in HTML5? The first one that you can find is the new semantic elements. So the new semantic elements, you will have header as a new tag, footer, section or site, this nav, main, article. So these are some of the new elements, the tag elements that is introduced with HTML5. Next one, there's more changes or the more addition with this form elements. You can have input type as number, input type as date, time, week, calendar, frames. So many form elements you can find with this HTML5. Next one is graphics element. For this, you can use SPG canvas elements. So these tags can be used. We'll also see this in our further examples. So in order to use this, you also need to use some of the JavaScript so that they can access those elements such as canvas and process in some way and show you in your screen. So next one is the media elements. Multimedia elements, generally audio, video, those, just using those tags, you can have your video played in your web pages. And even audio, you can also include them in the pages. Next one is about the geolocation. Geolocation is all about asking for your location. You might have encountered in some other websites that they ask for your location. So that thing you can do with HTML5. Next one is drag and drop examples. So these components, these elements are offered as a new features by HTML5. So now general structure, when you just go with the skeleton structure, the only change you can find is this exclamation doc type HTML. In order for your page to use those HTML5 features, you need to include this. This less than sign, exclamation, then doc type HTML. So this means now your document is HTML5. So HTML head, these parts are same. This meta, this is new, okay, meta char set, then this is UTF-8. So these two things better you include, okay, then title, this head, body part, HTML. All the rest of the thing we will be writing within this body tag. So some addition to this, say doc type HTML, this must be included. Then see meta char set, UTF-8. After this, within the body, now we have header tag, nav tag, okay, article. Within article, you can include this section tag. Then outside, other tag, then footer tag you can include. After this, you need to close the body. First, check one by one these tags. So how many tags, the new thing that we have included for the HTML5? Okay, within just a body part, we start with a header, and between this footer, we have other tags as nav, article. For the article, we have section like this. So this is the skeleton structure. You can use these tags to show your layout. Now you can also add your own class. You can style in your own way. We'll cover this thing in our CSS part. So now example, Okay, we have a header, we have h1 and paragraph within this header tag. And for the nav, we have nav generally it is used for the navigation purpose, maybe menu and its item. In this case, here we have ul on ordered list and the list item, 3 list item. When you just click on this tutorial 1, it goes to the tutorial 1.html. Similarly, tutorial 2, it goes to tutorial 2 like this. Okay. So this is how you can include, and you can add your tags, maybe heading, paragraphs, list, unordered list. It's up to you. Now within the article, see, for the article, you can include section. Within section, you can have paragraph like this, and you can have aside. This is another tag. If you just want to show or separate this as some side layout or the left or right section like this, you can use aside for this. Within aside, you can have your own tags and text. Let's say paragraph like this. Footer, for the footer, I have generally included like this, paragraph powered by a href hyperlink. When you just click on this, it goes to abc.com. Footer is closed, body closed, HTML closed. So this is how you need to write for the HTML5. It also offers you some layout tags. So these are generally layout tags from header to footer. So all the rest of the thing, all the tags what we have covered in the first day session, you can include all of them. Okay, some other interesting elements within the form. You can have this thing, new input elements offered by your HTML5 for the form. Okay, you can have date time. For this, you just need to include input type equals to date time. Similarly, input type equals to date time, that's local. So this means it will not take UTC time, okay? It will refer to the local time, your system time. Then if you just want the date part, then input type equals to date. Similarly, for the month, input type as month. Okay. Next one, for the week, just include as week. If you just want to get the time value parameter from the user side, then input type as this time. Similarly, number input as number, range, email, URL like this. So this thing you can include for the form element. So if you just want to show this in your page, you need to write like this. You start with the form, okay, then email, input type equals to email, then ID equals to email, name equals to email, like this. So ID and name, this is up to you. Whatever ID name you like to provide, then type must be email. Similarly, if you just want to get the input as for the telephone number, then you can use tel as the type. Similarly, URL http://google.com. So this is, let's say the website URL you need to provide, then your type should be URL. So this one, input type equals to number, name is A's, ID equals to A's. The value ranges from 1 to maximum 10 and the step is 2. This means you will be allowed to select from 1 to 10, and whenever you just push up and down arrow, it will step up by 2. Let's say your initial value is 1. When you just press up arrow, then the value will be 3, 5, 7 like this. Date time, that's local we have used. Then name is date time, ID is date time. Okay, it will show you some calendar and it will show you with some current date and time. Next one is just for the month part, and this is your submit button. So let me just show you with the examples. So this is the basic example that I have also presented in the screen. Okay, if I just mention these things, body, this header, nav, UL, article within article sections like this. Let me just load this page. So this is how it is loaded. Let me press F5 in my browser, F12. So within body part, see, wherever I just navigate, so this one, this is within my header part. Okay, header section, we have H1 and one more paragraph. Then the nav section, this is how it is loaded. So in order to show with more styles, we have to add CSS for this. So let me check for this HTML form. So please go through this example. We have email, telephone, URL is like this. It will be more clear when I just load this in my browser. See, this is my email. If I just enter anything, okay, the incorrect format for the email, see, it will show me, please include @ and the dot symbol. The validation itself will be done by this HTML5 control element as email. So ABC, if I just type, okay, so this thing, telephone, you can also include dash, so there is no validation for this URL. I just type, see, URL, please enter a URL. So this must be in the perfect format, let's say google.com. Now this is fine, okay, this is okay. Similarly, date and time, we have set as local. You can select the date, okay. You can also change the things like this. This is for the time format. We can change for the minute, and this is for the AM and the PM. So this, when I just select, it will show me like this, okay, just the month part for this April 2020, like this. For the time, we can just do up and down, okay. So it will just allow me to select this. Similarly for the week, if I just select this, we are on the 17th week for this, okay. So this way also you can select. So these controls, you can refer this as the complex component or the complex element of the form control. So combination of your date part, okay, combination of your week part and year part, these are all aggregated with this single control. Next one, see, I can select the column, okay. So these are the things you can do with HTML5 control elements. Okay, moving up with the next slide. So this is interesting. See, let's say we have a form. If you want your user to enter in that text field, this means your field is mandatory, then you need to just add as required. Input type name equals to search as required, then this will do the necessary validation. Similarly, placeholder, if you just want to show your information like enter your name, so for this you can use placeholder, okay. Then autofocus is another feature introduced here. Autofocus means if you want your cursor to be on that text field, then you will be using autofocus. So these are the three attributes that you can use for your text control. So next one, see, canvas. So this is another feature provided by HTML5. If you just want to draw, let's say, some shapes, in our example, I have just shown you with some rectangle and square shape, and even color is filled, okay, for this circle, and you have a red border color for the rectangle. For this, you just need to do like this. Canvas is your tag here. You can use canvas ID equals to whatever ID you like, then width of 100 pixel and height of 100 pixel. And I just managed to style it with a border of 1 pixel, solid and red. So this will draw a rectangle box of 100 by 100, okay, and its border with 1 pixel and its color is red. So similarly for the circle, I have started with the SVG, okay. Then ID is this, whatever ID name you like, just height of this is 200 pixel. I've mentioned. Then circle ID. So for the circle, ID equals to red circle, any ID, any name you can include, CX. So this is the coordinate, okay, 50. CY is the coordinate from the Y direction and X direction, it is 50, 50. And its radius is 50, okay. And your fill color equals to red, means this will draw a circle with a radius of 50 and it starts from the coordinate 50 and 50. Okay, this is how you can create a circle or any shapes using HTML5 canvases. So you generally just refer this for the drawing purposes. Next one is audio and video tag. So maybe in your website, you just need to show with some video, or you just need to show with some audio players. Then you just need to include something like this. Audio is the tag, okay? You have other attributes, so many attributes. So in this case, I just included the necessary ones, audio, controls, and if you just want to loop through that player or that audio section, then just add a loop as an attribute. Then source, this src equals to whatever URL path you like to include, okay. This is the audio format, OGG, and WAV is the audio format. So this way you can include both format I have included. Then other text message, just a text message browser. If it does not support audio element, this will be shown to you. Similarly for the video, then src equals to your video path. For now, I have just included from the live URL like this, okay, width and the height of my video player. Then show me with the controls. So controls is my attribute, and if your browser does not support video element, so this is the text you can show. So just doing this, you can have your video player and audio player ready in your web page. So next one is about the geolocation. For this geolocation, we need to have, let's say we have button and we have this paragraph. On button click, so this is the text, okay, get location. So this is function. When you click on this button, you will be calling this function, and for this function you need to add some JavaScript like this. Okay, let me explain this. See, we have paragraph, we have button. When we click on this, get location function will be called. For this, say document.getElement by ID. Your JavaScript function, your first letter will be small, and the rest of the other words, first initial letter will be capital. In this case, see, get G is small, element E is capital, by B is capital, and for the ID, I is capital. So we are referring this paragraph. Demo is the ID, okay. Now X, this variable X, have a reference of the paragraph ID as demo. Function get element. Now navigator dot geolocation. So this is the function, okay. This is the property you can refer. If this is available, then navigator dot geolocation dot get current position, means wherever you are, get the current position, the longitude and latitude information, okay. Show the position, this is showing. Then else x.inner element geolocation is not supported by this browser. This information will be shown to you, okay. This show position, say show position is again your function. For this show position, you are passing the position. Then for the X means for the paragraph, okay, variable X dot inner HTML. This means within this paragraph, you just show the latitude, then this is just a text, then plus position dot coordinates of your latitude and position dot coordinates of your longitude. That information will be shown to you. So let me check with this. So if you have any queries in between this, you can ask me anytime. So let me go with this. So placeholder, autofocus required. Okay, let me finish with this. So this is our example placeholder. See, enter your name. The information that you have written within this placeholder. See this placeholder, enter your name. So any problem? सुन्न गाह्रो भइरहेको छ? Is my sound clear? Okay. So placeholder मा मैले enter your name भनेर जुन टेक्स्ट लेखेको छु त्यही नै आइरहेको छ. Enter your, let's say मैले चाहिँ यहाँ टेक्स्ट भनेर राखिदिएँ. Then I just saved. मैले यही कुरा. Just refresh my page. The placeholder मा जुन टेक्स्ट मैले राखेको छ त्यो चाहिँ चेन्ज भइसक्यो. So this is just because of the placeholder. Okay, see autofocus अघि नै मैले भनेको चाहिँ मैले पेज लोड हुने बेलामै autofocus, my cursor is within this text field. So this is because see मैले यहाँ autofocus भनेर चाहिँ राखेको छु यो text field मा चाहिँ. Next one, required. Whenever I just try to submit this, यो required मा चाहिँ input चाहिँ मैले दिनै पर्छ. So because I have mentioned the attribute as required for this input element. So this is all about the attributes for the placeholder, autofocus, and required. Similarly, canvas for this, just draw a rectangle, and this draws a circle. So this is in our page. Okay, next one, this audio, and this one is video. Okay, I have also had the loop for this audio. So height and width we can change so that, okay, you can show them proportionally. So this is because of the loop, okay? You can remove the loop and try. Okay, now it stopped. If you add loop, then it keep on playing this audio. Sound clear, so this is the previous messages. Okay, we are here. Then about the video, you can change this, let's say 500 by 400 of height. We run from here. Okay, now the video is enlarged, see? You can change and see the effect from the browser itself. Okay, so this is how you can do. So this is done. About the geolocation, okay, show me with this. Let me first run this example. So when I just click the button, it asks me for the location. Okay, it asks for the user's location. When I just click on this allow button, it show me latitude, longitude. So for this purpose, you can use the geolocation. To get the values, with the values, you need to use some of the properties and methods from the JavaScript. So for now, you just try to understand that HTML5 offer you the geolocation tags. That's it. So other resources you can find from here. Okay, for the HTML5 tutorial point or W3 schools, whichever you like, you can go one by one. I have just covered some of the very basic and the important ones. So CSS, this is really important. If you want to provide more additional styles, more better design, okay, with just HTML, there is limitation. So we need to go with CSS. So its full form is cascaded style sheets. So why you need CSS and what is the advantages that we go for the CSS? One is the superior styles to HTML, means you can add more styles to HTML. Okay, then you can also have more uniform look and feel for your web pages or the websites as a whole. Next one, you can use different style sheet types, maybe tag selector. You can directly write the style for your tag itself. Okay, ID selector, you need to create ID, and class selector you also need to create. So this thing, as a user selector, you can write additional styles. Next one, you can assign those styles and properties to any of your HTML tag elements. Okay, with CSS, you can also write your layout and the design structuring part on the CSS, and HTML as just for the data presentation part. So this thing you can do as a separate part while you just include CSS. Doing CSS, it saves your time. This means for the layout structure things, you can just add on a single CSS files. So which actually saves your time. Using CSS, this will also help to load your page even more faster. Maintenance will be easy, means if your pages are on different, you are writing your codes on different pages, it means it will be easy to maintain for you. Okay, global web standards, if you are just following the external CSS, so you'll get this standards. Okay, we will be using. Then multiple device compatibility means whatever device you view, with some offered tags, attribute values you need to write, and it show you with some responsive nature for the different devices. So going in more detail for the CSS, okay, as a web developer, using CSS, we can define more uniformity and a better look and feel for your web pages. Next one, as a developer, we have advantage to separate our content page, that is the HTML page part, from the design and the layout part. Next one, this can be used to separate style from the content. It seems similar, point second and third. Next one is it's a relationship between style formatting and the structure content, means You also need to set a relationship with your HTML and CSS part, and this is not necessary that their relationship should be 1:1 means you just can include one CSS file to one HTML file. This is not necessary. You can include one CSS file to multiple your HTML files. So this thing you can do. So this is the general syntax for the CSS selector. You should have one selector, and for the selector you will be writing properties and its applicable values. So this is the general syntax. Okay, so here in our case h1 is the heading element. For h1 by default, see, whenever you just write h1 heading 1 as such in HTML, then whenever you load your page you will get the font size and the effect in a permanent way. Okay, if you just want to override that default feature of h1, you can add properties like this. h1 is our selector, font dash size, this is our property, and this is the value 20 pixel. You want your h1 to be shown with a font size of 20 pixel. This means similarly for the paragraph, if you want to add property values, so multiple property values you can include with a separation of this semicolon. Color, this is the property, and the value, applicable value can be the color name, so read here. Similarly, if you want to align your text, so text as align is the another property, and this center, so this is the appropriate or the possible values. So now whenever you just use paragraph in a HTML page, now your paragraph, the text column will be red and its alignment will be on the center of the page. Okay, so CSS selector, so we have just come across the syntax for this. Whatever you will be writing, you just need to follow the selector, and for that selector we need to write the property and value. Okay, so there are so many ways you can go with the CSS selector. CSS selector, this generally means you will be allowed to select and manipulate HTML elements, and you will be writing your styles and the feature for that element. We have these four selectors: tag, element selector, one is the class selector, ID selector, and the grouping selector. Tag element selector, this is the default one. This means the element provided by your HTML. For this you are writing your styles. For the class ID, this grouping selector, you as a developer, okay, you have to write for this. You need to create your class, okay, you need to write the properties for that class. Similarly for the ID, this grouping means you can group either tag, class, ID, whatever, and write the style for them. So that is called the grouping selector. So let me go one by one. Example, in style we have h1 is our selector, which is the tag selector. Paragraph, this is again our tag selector. So our property value is font dash size 20 pixel. For the paragraph we have color red, text align to center, font size of 13 pixel, and font family as of Vardhana. So these styles you want to show with your paragraph. Okay, so once you define your styles within the style tag, so this is one option I have shown to you. So writing within the style means you want to use them as the internal styles here. Okay, this thing we will also cover on the later examples. So if you want to use these styles, then just writing these tags h1 heading styled h1 close. Now your heading styled will be shown with a font size of 20 pixel. Similarly, paragraph, say I have written the styles within the style tag, then paragraph text, okay, paragraph text. Now this two paragraph will be shown with these property values. So this is how you can go with the tag selector. Next one is class selector. See, class selector, this is generally denoted with the dot symbol, okay. So dot and your class name, let's say red is my class name, then color, then colon red. So class selector I created with the dot symbol and my class name. Then within this, the property values you need to write. Similarly, blue is another class name, okay, color, then you just include as a blue. Similarly, dot center, text as aligned, this is another attribute, and the value for this is center. Okay, once you create these styles within your style tag, then in order to use this, then h1, see, for the class you just need to call like this, class equals to center, heading in center like this. Similarly, paragraph p class equals to red, text in red. Similarly, p class equals to blue. So this thing we need to consider. For the class, you will have dot as an operator or the dot as a symbol to denote your class, okay. So this is in context of CSS. For the HTML part, you just need to call its name like this, okay, class equals to your class name. Similarly, for the paragraph, class equals to whichever class you like to call. So this is how you can go with the class selector. ID selector, similar to the class selector, instead of dot you will be using hash symbol, okay, hash container. For this, I have included width, height like this, then background, border, background color, and border of this. I want this ID to be of width 500 pixel, height of 200 pixel, background dash color. So this is of gray, and I want to also show with some border of 1 pixel, solid and black. So this is how I would like to see the styles, okay. For this, I applied this in my division tag, okay, div id equals to container like this. So then what is the difference with the class and id? Seems that every other way you are writing the similar thing, okay. For class, we are using dot, and for the id, we are using hash. So only difference is, so whenever you do not want to be used repeatedly, or if you just want to indicate this as the unique, then you will be following ID that to use multiple times, then better you go with the classes. Grouping selector means a combination of multiple elements. Maybe it can be tag, that can be class, that can be ID. Okay. So in this example, see, I have written for H1, S2, S3, S4. For all these headings, I want to effect with the style text aligned to center and color of red. Okay. Now, whichever S2, S3, S4, all of these, if you are using in your HTML page, those will be affected with whatever grouping you have done in your CSS part, those will be shown to you. So this is about the CSS comments. Okay, for the CSS comment, you can generally use /*, and it should be closed with asterisk and slash. So this is how you can do comment for the CSS. So another part, see, this is also important one, why we go with the inline styles, okay? There are some ways you can style your page or the style your tags or your style your whole website. So inline style, it generally refers to writing the style for the particular element. Being on the same tag, you will write the style. So That's why it is called, you are writing the style being on the same line. So that's why it is called inline style of CSS. So for this, you generally use style, see, being in a paragraph, p tag style then equals to the property and value. Property and value. For the paragraph, you are writing style as color for this should be yellow and its margin left to 20 pixel like this. And this is a paragraph. So this is how you can include for the inline style. So there is limitation for the inline style. See, for one paragraph, this is the style. Okay, when you just go with the other paragraph, you again need to write. If you want the similar style, you again need to write for another paragraph. If you just consider for the inline style, let's say you have 10 paragraphs, and if you want the same styles for all those paragraphs, then you need to write for all those 10 paragraphs. So this is the limitation. So that's why to overcome this, you need to use the inline style. Instead of inline, you need to use internal styles. Okay, this effect for the whole page. Okay, you can refer this as either internal or the embedded style sheets. Okay, so this is, you can refer as 1:1. This means you write style on a single page, then you apply those styles on that particular page. However, if you want those styles to be used for the other pages, then there is the limitation. Okay, for that you need to go for another style set. So that is the limitation with the internal style sets. So when we talk about the precedence order will be higher for the inline style because we are writing being on the same line for the same tag. Okay. And similarly, internal has less precedence over that inline. Okay. So this is the example. For this, you will write these property values being on a style tag. Okay, yes, you add that style tag at the top within the head section, and that style, those properties, those class tags you will be calling on your body part. So in this case, see, let's say body tag color is black, you have mentioned. Similarly, paragraph is our tag. You want to bind your paragraph with the class name right. Okay, now this class right can only be used with the paragraph tag. Text aligned to right. Similarly, this loud, this is your class, this is your property, font family, fantasy. Okay, font size of XX large like this. So if you want to use this, say in your HTML, then p class equals to right. This means now you can use this class equals to right being on the paragraph tag only. Okay, CSS syntax, we keep on doing this. So all the block element, if you want to refer, div is one of the block elements, span is another block element. You can refer. So in this example, see, we started with the HTML head title like this. So just consider this highlighted part with the yellow background. Style type equals to text/CSS. You can either mention this type equals to text/CSS or just style will do. EM, this is the tag, similar like bold, you can use. EM means emphasize. EM is the tag for this. You are writing background dash color for this is this, and the text color is white. Similarly, H1 is another tag for this. Your font family is Arial and serif like this. If Arial is not available, it will go for the second font like this. Then paragraph font size of 14 points. Then we have this dot special means this is the class and the color for the text. If you're using this class, it will be shown in blue color. So this part is the styling part. Okay. Now, if you want to apply this, then you need to call, if you have a class, then h1 class equals to special. So whatever you have mentioned in that part, see, your special means the color should be shown in blue. Okay. You are trying to call this in heading 1. Similarly, paragraph, for the paragraph, see what is the style font size of 14 points you are using. So all those paragraphs will be shown with 14 size. Similarly, H1, just H1 client. For the H1, we have a style like this. For the H1, font family, Arial, sans serif. So just using H1, you will have this thing. So while using H1 and class equals to special, this will be merged. You also get the property feature of H1 and you also get the property feature of the class as special. So for this, okay, class is special. You will have feature of both paragraph and you will have those styles from the class special. So any queries till now? Okay. Now in this example, see, a.nodec. So this is a class. Now you are trying to bind this class with a tag, okay, text as decoration none. Similarly, a::hover. This is the pseudo class. This is the pseudo class, okay, a::hover. For this, whenever I just mouse over on a text, my text decoration is underlined, means whenever I mouse over on that part, it will be shown with some underline. Then color will be red, font color, and the background color will be like this. So this property styles I have written while doing for the mouse over, while doing for some event you can refer. Then LIEM means LI is for the list item and EM means your EM should be within LI. Okay. Then color is red, font weight is bold. Similarly, on ordered list, your margin left of 75 pixel. So others for UL means you are going to affect those UL which is within another UL. Okay. So this way you can write. So if you want to apply those things, H1, whatever style you have written for this will be applied. EM is the tag for EM we have written. Okay. See, EM, if you have mentioned for this, okay, that will be used. LI, this LI for this. UL, LI means this one, UL, and then LI, if you are referring to this, that will be applied. You can check this one by one. UL means for this UL, which is within the outer UL, that will be applied. So this is how you will get. See, shopping list for Monday. Okay, this is the UL LI items, and this is again UL. For this, you have again list item for this bread, white bread, okay, red bread like this. So these styles are applied. Pizza with mushroom. See this one. Okay. So this is in red color. This means you have highlighted with some tags or some classes. Go to grocery. So initially this is like this. When you mouse over on this, color is changed to red and it is underlined. So this is because of this CSS. Okay. A colon over. So external CSS, there is limitation. See, while I go with, let me show you first. This is, let me, 1.html. I just remove all of this thing. And this. So first, let me write style for some tag. This is my paragraph. Text style. I want to show this with a color red. So I saved this file, launch in the Chrome. Okay, my paragraph is in red color. So if you want to add, let's say, font size, font size of, let's say, 16 pixel. Save it and load in the browser. So if you want this to be changed in all of your pages, okay, now font is somewhat bigger. So let's say I have all the paragraph. Let's say P, okay, then paragraph like this. So this is my second paragraph. So let me see the difference with these two paragraphs. So there's no difference for the second paragraph. What if I just want to have that style I have implemented in paragraph 1 to be in the second paragraph? So this is the limitation with the inline style. So writing style being on the same tag or the same element, this is the inline style of CSS. Okay, let's say I have all the paragraph like this. So this is my third paragraph. Okay, so instead of doing this, if I just manage to write my style like this, let's say I want to write style for the paragraph. Just copy this. Okay, I remove this. Or let me change this with the heading. H1, H1, and remove everything for now. This is my heading. For heading, I do not have styles for now. So I have this paragraph. Let's say this is my first paragraph. Now let's see. Okay. we have in total 3 paragraphs and 1 heading. Okay, now all 3 paragraphs, they are using the same style. Okay, this heading, if you want, you can add style for this also. H1, then color, just like this. Okay, it is changed. So this way you can do. So what if you just try like this style for the first one? Let's say color green. See the difference? Okay. For now, I just make it 30. Okay. Size, it applied to all. See, this paragraph P tag, it takes the font size from here, and the color is overwritten as green. So this is how you can do. Okay. So class, let me try dot center. Okay, let me just align this to center, and you want this to be used. You need to call the class equals to center. Okay, now your heading is aligned to center. If you want to use ID, let's say container. It's a width of 500. For now, just 200 pixels. Pixel. Pixel. Solid and okay, let me check with this. Let me use div id equals to this is how you can create. So I have shown you the use of all tag selectors. Okay, I mean tag selector, ID selector, class selector. You can also group for this. Just add a comma, let's say S2, S3 like this, or you can also group with the paragraph or whichever element you like. You can also group with either tag, class like this. See, we have also observed the use of this inline styles. Okay, then internal style sheet. So style I have written within the head tag. Okay, so external is if you just include the external source of your file, let's say from the other file, something like this. Okay, link rel equals to style sheet type equals to this, then hyperlink reference is your CSS file name tax1.css like this. So this will be the external way of styling the things. So can you give a try if I just send you this text, I think on a group chat? Can you give a quick try for this? So all of you, if you are on your laptop, you can give a quick try for this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, can you do this within 2-3 minutes?
Make what?
Just copy this, okay, for now, and paste in your Notepad plus or Notepad, whichever you like, and just save your file with .html extension. Okay, do I need to show you? Okay, I'll show you. Okay, just open whatever Notepad or Notepad plus. Just copy this code, okay, and then file, save as, then desktop or wherever you like, no problem. I just managed to do with the folder. Okay, within desktop you can save, no problem. Just test.html. Okay, I just save this file like this. Find your file where you have loaded. Okay, this is my test. Just load your file and you will get the result. Now I want you to make some changes to this code. Okay, first try running this example. Okay, take your time for the 2 minutes.
Sir, code क्या पठाउनु भएको?
I provided you in chat. छैन त्यता?
च्याटमा त के पनि आएको छैन.
होइन, च्याटमा छ त, मैले पठाउँ है त.
No, sir. There is not.
Privately गयो क्या हो?
प्राइभेटमा गयो होला सर.
Everyone in meeting गर्नु पर्यो है मैले. ओके ल, अब आयो.
कललाई गर्दैन. ए आयो सर आयो.
Okay.
अब एकचोटि राख्नु त. अब चाहिँ हामी ठ्याक्कै क्लासरुम इन्भाइरोमेन्ट जस्तो हुने गरी केही चेन्ज गरेर पनि हाल्नु. ल, एकचोटि रन गरेर हेरौँ है. Give me 2 minutes.
आयो सर.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
सर बाहिर निस्किनु भएको छ.
Hello. Hello, sir. You there?
Hello. Hello.
Sir, I have.
Okay, you can ask.
So, sir, earlier in the example, you showed us an example where when there was an UL element inside of a UL. So right. and you separated those two ULs with spaces, right?
Right.
And but there is another way where you can separate them using a greater than sign.
Yes, greater than
Yes.
means
So
all
so
those
what's the difference?
all those child elements will also be affected using that.
Uh, like can you give us example?
Yeah. See, I will show you with one example. Okay. See, I have commented this. Okay. So
Yes.
this is my class, wherever, whichever will be the element. Okay. So in my case, this is my class. Greater than, then asterisk means whichever element that comes, okay, within this wrapper, or this element is, let's say you have used this in some div, and whichever element you encounter like this. So
Right. Right.
okay, div class is wrapper. Now you will be adding those effects to all the elements, these tags, header, okay. It will also be applied to its child elements. So this is the parent element you can refer. This is the child. This nav is again the child. Immediate or the same level hierarchy of child. Okay, header, nav, or child. So this will be affected. So this is something advanced way of doing the things.
But,
If
sir,
I do not want to include, let me show you. If I do not want to include this, see, border 2 pixel, background color like this, border radius is this, padding is this. Okay, I have the same thing within this, right? I do not want
right.
to include within this because this is the same code, right? Same code. See, I have also mentioned here for the main dash nav.
Mm.
Similarly, for the content also, I have done the same thing.
Right. Right.
So this is the part I would like to show you later, but still that is not a big deal, okay? You can, I think you can now understand the thing. See, for the side also, I have the same code. If you want
Okay.
to do something smart, so this is the thing you can follow, okay?
And can we do this by replacing the greater than sign with an space bar?
No, that will do something different. See, let me show you with the step-by-step example, okay? So this is something advanced technique, doing this greater than sign clause like this, okay?
Okay.
So our example, so this is our example. So up to here, we are clear. Use of tag, class, ID, this is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me have this. I can also bundle like this. You should have div, you should have this, let's say anything, class 1 for now, okay? Let me call it red box. So now I just try to bundle the things. See, this means red box. Now you cannot use this red box class on this H1 element, paragraph element like this. You just need to use this on the div element only. Okay, this is called the binding of your class with your element, your tag element. Okay, now div red, this is fine. Let me add background color as red. Okay, so let me make it simple. Div, then the class equals to box. What do you think? This will do? Just with the class?
You haven't given height and width.
Yes, height and width I will give for the div. length of 100 pixel, then height of 100 pixel. Now let's see. We will have the combination of these. See, I will get height and width for the div from the tag selector. I will get from the class selector red box. Okay.
Right.
Now let's see. So I think one. Okay. So this is the one. See. Okay. If I do not use this caller, what will be the effect? Let's say if I do not call this class.
Only height and width will be executed.
Okay, as per your assumption. Okay, I will just try to load. See, nothing appears. So what do you think? You do not have div here, or
the div is colored white now, the default color.
you have a div, but you do not have border as such for this div, or you do not have color applied for this. Okay, so if you want, you can just add border, so that it will be easy for you to check. Okay, let's add this border. Okay, now you have a border. See, when I just apply this class, class is my red box. Now this is fine. So this is called binding of your class with your tag element. So this is one case. Okay, the case can be something different like this also. See, let's say you want to include this after div. You want to have a paragraph. Okay, so this is possible. So you want to apply for those paragraph only which is inside the div.
Right.
Let's say color of green. So wherever you like, you can add this. Okay. Paragraph. Div. Just do this. Okay, whatever ul li you can also do. Okay, ul li a, it can go on a hierarchy order. So now just load this. Okay, paragraph with div. See, it's in the green color, which is fine. You will also get the combination of this. Okay, applied for this paragraph only, shown in green color. You can also change the font size. That's family. You can also use pixel. Okay, so this is how you can do. For the spacing things, you can use padding of 10 pixel. Okay. So this is interesting. Padding means it will add spaces from all sides or being within a box. Margin is something different. Margin means you are moving the box from outside. Okay. Padding means your content is within the box and you are pushing your box borders. Margin means you are moving and you are pushing the box from outside. So let me show you with the margin. Okay, so we have a container. Okay, let me use for this. So margin, let's say left, it that will be more relevant. Let's say 100 pixel. I want to push this container. Okay, so this is margin left. If you just want to check this on browser, see, I have a container like this. I just can you see my cursor? Just minimize it.
Yes.
This way you can do. So it will be easier when you just try to check with the browser this code editor. Okay. You can do this. Okay. So this thing you can do height and width, you can check. So right this way you can check and change your value and check instantly in your browser. Finally, you just copy this code and okay, paste in your code editor file. So this way you can do. So these are the only options you can do. The thing that you'll be changing will always be within the property and values. That makes the difference. This ID, you can create any number of IDs, you can create any number of classes, okay? And with all these combinations, you come to create with some layout structure. Let's say this is one layout structure, okay? As a part of assignment tasks, I will also give you some hints for this, okay? This structure we can create with some div elements as a header section, left section, main section, and the footer section. So this can be the one layout structure you can practice. So first you need to understand all these things. The tag selectors, okay, the inline style of writing, the internal style of writing, and the external style of writing. And the only thing that is remaining is the external styles of writing, the CSS. So is there anything you want to ask me again?
So my original question was, what was the difference when you use a space and when you use a greater than sign? Like if you use a div greater than sign p, the effect will be same.
So if I just use div, this paragraph means it will apply to those paragraph which is within this paragraph, to all those paragraphs. This means, okay. This
Sorry,
means all those
what did you say?
paragraph. This means those div with the immediate paragraph. So this is the thing. यसरी बुझ्नु पर्यो यसको लागि div भित्रको एउटा प्याराग्राफ भयो, ठीक छ, इमिडिएट प्याराग्राफ. सो div यहाँ भित्र जाँदै गर्दाखेरि त्यही लेभलको अरु प्याराग्राफ भेट्यो भने ग्रेटर देन साइन विल do the same effect. Okay, so in this case, see, the previous example I have mentioned for the asterisk means any of the tags or any of the elements. So this is my tags one. So this is the case. Okay. For this, you can also add a tag as shots. मैले tag राखेँ भने त्यो tag मा चाहिँ अथवा त्यो element मा चाहिँ effect हुन्छ. Asterisk गर्न साथ त्यहाँ भित्र भएको same level of hierarchy मा भएकोलाई चाहिँ effect हुन्छ है. Not exactly. मैले चाहिँ यहाँ asterisk राखेको छु भन्नेमा यो भित्र भएको चाइल्डहरुलाई पनि effect चाहिँ हुँदैन. See, let's say this asterisk मैले राखेँ. यो asterisk राख्नुको मतलब यो र्यापर भित्र यो छ न्याप भित्रको UL मा गएर चाहिँ त्यो एप्लाई हुन जाँदैन है. यो UL भित्र मैले इफेक्ट गर्नको लागि कसरी लेख्नु पर्यो त nav then space UL गरेर राख्नु पर्यो अथवा nav greater than UL गरेर चाहिँ राख्नु पर्यो. So that is the thing.
nav greater than asterisk गर्दाखेरि UL नै सिलेक्ट होला हैन.
Greater than UL गर्यो भने पनि asterisk गर्नु चाहिँ रिस्की हुन्छ नि जहिले पनि. मैले स्ट्रक्चर लेख्दाखेरि मिल्ने गरी लेख्दै जानुपर्छ. त्यही भएर मैले यहाँ लेखेर पनि कमेन्ट गरेको रिजनै त्यही हो है. है अब अलिकति बुझ्दै गएपछि गर्नु चाहिँ दैट इज फाइन. अब आफूहरु चाहिँ बिगिनर भएको बेलामा कुन केसबाट मिल्छ पहिला त्यो ट्राई गर्दै हेर्ने है. combination wise लेख्ने भनेको चाहिँ later on you can try, right? So if you are familiar with this thing, you can keep on trying those combination things. यहाँसम्म त क्लियर छ है?
हजुर हजुर भयो सर।
ओके ल म अब एक्सटर्नलमा गएँ है त। So external, say you can include, let's say, CSS file to multiple HTML files. This is also possible. You can also include multiple CSS file for the single HTML file. So this is called a many-to-many relationship. This way you can do. Okay, if you want to have some uniform layout design, you can use external style sheet. Okay, if you just need that CSS for all of the pages, create one style sheet file. Better you have one folder as CSS and add your style.css on that folder. That is much better. If you have images, create one images folder and add all of your images on that folder. So rest of the things is CSS writing, the tag selector, okay, properties, values, rest of the things all are same. Just you are separating the file. So for the external style sheet, we need to use sref and the type. You need to use the link tag for sref. You need to specify the hyperlink reference for that file, and the type can be your style sheet, okay, or text/css like this, and rel can be your relationship for this HTML is the style sheet. Type will be text/css. So this thing you can use if you want to make your style sheet persistent. Most of the time we require this as your style sheet as persistent. So for the rel, your value attribute will be style sheet. If you want to make it as a preferred one, okay, again the attribute is style, but you need to add with some additional title attributes, or you can also have some alternate style sheet. You need to set it as the alternate style sheet. So this is the difference. In most of the cases, we will use rel, and this will be style sheet. So in this example, see, you are creating a new file like this. Your new file, okay. So the name of this file is styles.css. Now you have for the hyperlink a tag, text decoration none means your hyperlink text will not be underlined, will not show some other effects as such. Then a:hover. So whenever you mouse over on your text, so this is called the pseudocode, okay. Your text will be shown with underlined, color will be red, and background color for your hyperlink text will be shown in this background color. Similarly, LIEM means for those EMs which is within that list item will be shown with color red, font weight of bold, and background color of this, okay. Similarly, UL, for the UL, margin dash left will be 2EM, okay. Similarly for this, UL means for those UL which is within the outer UL, it will be shown with text decoration none and margin left of 0.5 EM. So if you want to use that external style, you need to set some link with some hyperlink reference. So the tag is link, rel equals to the style set, the relationship you can refer. Then type is a text/css, then sref will be styles.css. So this is how you need to include your external CSS within your HTML page. Now see in this example, we have H1, okay. For EM, you will have something, okay, you can write. Then UL, LI as such you can include. So this UL, you have written style as UL, then space UL. So this will be affected. So within this, you have li as such, this thing. Now it will be shown in this pattern. Whenever you mouse over, the color will be changed. Okay, with this red mushroom, you have emphasized in some way. This is how it is changed, and this underline for this list item within other ULLI, you have returned to be shown with underlined text. So that's why. So this is the effect. So some validation, okay, once you write your CSS, if you want to validate, you can check this URL, just upload your file and your CSS will be validated. So this is the URL, you can give a try for this, okay. So next one is text flow and box model. This is really important. If you just want to place, let's say one div box and other div box, let's say left, and after that right on side, then you need to use the float element or the float property. Okay, similarly, box model, see box model means if you want to have some div or your section to have some margins, paddings, and if you just want to show them with border, this border is the attribute. Okay, margin is always from the outside, padding is always from the inside. Just try to remember this way, it will be easy. So this is the structure. Let's say you have a content, okay? So padding means if you want spaces within the border, being on a box, then that is called padding. So border is what we applied, let's say 1 pixel, solid black as such, then margin. So this is from the outside. If you want to move the box from outside, maybe left, right, either you can use margin dash top. So this will move your box from top, okay. If you use margin dash left, it will move your box from left side like this. If you just use margin, then 10 pixel as like this, then from all over the side, it will just give you 10 pixel spaces from outside of the box. So some of the examples, let's say you have a div, background color is like this, margin dash bottom means you just want a margin space of 0.5 em. 1 em is equals to 16 pixel. This 0.5 em means you just want, okay, 8 pixel like this. Font size of this, then width of 50%. Then you want your paragraph aligned as justify, similar to the word that you have done justify. Your text will be justified in your page. So for the float, you can do your div element if you just want to align, or if you just want to float to the right side, then just you can use float right margin this. So this is the inline style, it has shown you. Similarly, this float right, okay. Next div element you also want to align to the right. So this way you can do. So this code, yeah, example is like this, okay. This corporate training and publishing, this is aligned to right, okay. Leading is programming textbook, this is again aligned to right, and your text is at the left. So this is how you can do with float and box model. So class, you have a thick, medium, thin, it is showing you with the border width, okay, and its possible values. Similarly, other classes will insert, outset, and its relevant property values is shown to you, okay. Class red, class blue, like this. You can also combine two classes. See, div class equals to thick and group, so it will get the effect from both of the classes. Similarly, medium group, thin group, like this. You can also use multiple. This means thin, red, insert. This is the example, okay. It is trying to show you. So this is the output result that you will get. So you can find the multiple resources, okay. W3 school references, you can give a try, tutorial point, and MDN resources also, you can give a try for this. So this is your MDN resources for drag and drop example, you can check with this. So now this is the task, okay? Try yourself. So this is the header section. I have also provided you with some hints. Header section, this is the nav section, sidebar section, okay? Article section like this, advertisement, footer. So exactly you need to get the exact output for the layout screen. So this is the hint for you. I have given you the HTML section, HTML part, okay? You have to write the CSS for this. So you need to type this thing. I have just added the screenshot, okay? Better, it will also help you. So once you create this layout structure with the tags 1, you can go with the tags 2. Only small changes in nav is changed here. Your sidebar and advertisement is at the right side, and footer, it occupy the whole space, okay? So first you need to give a try with the tags 1, and then you need to convert the result of tags 1 to the tags 2. So this is the layout structure. So this is tags 3 you need to create, okay? You can follow the exact color. See, for your information, let me X color finder. Better you have this type of tool, X color finder, okay? You can pick the color like this, see? Exactly, you can create the similar. Just copy this color and paste within your some element, okay? Maybe class or ID, wherever you like. You need to apply this color as a background color. Similarly for this, you can just pick the color, copy this code, okay? Use in your background color. Similarly for this, okay? Similarly for this text color. So this is one example, tags 3, okay? Similarly, tags 4, I have provided you with all the instructions step by step. Create this outer container, this ID, height of this, width of this, like this. Okay, background image, you can have your own background image, no problem with this. Then outer container, you can have this. So try with the provided values. Wherever you feel like, you can change the value. That is also up to you. So, okay, all the things I provided. Okay, better give a try with this and let me know in the next class session.
Sir, hello, sir.
हजुर
यो तपाईले जुन यो ल्याब सिट बनाउनु भएको छ नि यो
हजुर हजुर
हो त्यो हामीले फरवर्ड पनि गर्दिन न सर अनि त्यस्तो हेरेर पनि हामीले यसो ट्राई गर्नुहुन्छ नि
ए हुन्छ म त यो स्लाइडै दिन्छु नि ल है
ए हुन्छ पठाइदिनु न त्यो स्लाइड हुन्छ हस्
मैले अहिले हामीले उसमा पनि राखिरहेको छु कलेजको वेबसाइटमा पनि हेरिरहेको छ नि
वेबसाइटमा कलेजको वेबसाइट त हेरेको छैन
ए कलेजको वेबसाइटमा सरहरूले फेसबुकमै अपडेट पनि गरिरहनु भएको छ नि
त्यो त उ मात्र राख्नु भएको जस्तो लाग्यो
के छ
पठाइदिनु न त्यही पनि
सर ड्राइभ अपलोड गरेर लिंक पठाइदिनु न ग्रुपमै सजिलो
हुन्छ म त्यही नै गरिदिन्छु यो एकैछिन जस्तोमा आफूहरूको कलेजको वेबसाइट यता यसमा हेरेको छैन र
छ भने त त्यसमा छ भने त भइहाल्यो
यहाँ इ लर्निङ
छैन जस्तो
इ लर्निङ भन्ने यो वेब डेभलपमेन्ट डे 1 को यसरी छ नि
हजुर
यहाँ छ कि भिडियोज पनि छ सबै छ कि
छ भने त भइहाल्यो
ओके
ए ल ल
जे नै ए हुन्छ
एकैछिनमा अपलोड हुन्छ केही छैन along with your video you will have this PDF slides on यो अहिले त मैले बन्डल गरिसकेँ दुईटै एउटामै है त्यही कुरा अब डाउनलोड गरेर हेर्दा हुन्छ तर एकचोटि ट्राई गरेर चाहिँ हेरौँ केही प्रब्लम भयो भनेदेखि चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ भन्नु है यहाँ मैले एक्सर्साइजहरू दिएको छु कि अब अहिले सुन्यो गरेन भने फेरि केही बेनिफिटै हुँदैन कि है गर्दै जाउँ आफ्नो सेल्फ लर्निङ पनि होस् भन्ने किसिमले मैले यसै गरी स्ट्रक्चर गरिरहेको छु है So anything, any problem you have, Just let me know. मेरो इमेल एड्रेस छ,
इमेल एड्रेस पनि त्यसमै होला नि छैन?
त्यो पनि म प्रोभाइड गरिदिन्छु है। त्यसमै मलाई केही क्वेरीजहरु छ भने सोध्दा पनि हुन्छ।
ए हुन्छ हस्।
अनि यो टास्कहरु कम्प्लिट गरेर अनि हजुरलाई कसरी देखाउने त?
हैन, स्क्रिन शेयर गरेर
मेल गर्ने।
के भन्ला?
मेल गरिदिने हो?
मेल गर्दा पनि भयो, स्क्रिन शेयर गर्दा पनि
मेल गर्दा हुन्छ।
के गर्दा पनि भयो।
अमित सर